Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was Born of Madara's Bloodline. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also if you want to donate to me or the channel, my PayPal will be in the description. So, thank you very much. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. If you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Anime King, Anime King 3, Anime Symbol guys. So go ahead and obliterate the red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting any more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode. Begin the intro. So the last part we left off, we were introduced to Shisui Uchiha, who was currently being aided by Itachi Uchiha facing off against a few enemies that did not want the war to come to an end. People like this thrive in the chaos, thrive in the death and destruction around them, and they did not want it to end, not in the slightest. However, a team was sent out to ensure that they were taken down. They believed that Shisui and Itachi were the only foes here. Unfortunately though, they were wrong, incredibly so. When the real threat arrived, same age as Itachi yet far more powerful. His name was Naruto Uchiha. When he descended upon the battlefield, the sheer bloodlust and power that came from him startled every single individual around. The last remaining 2 attacked him, believing that they had the upper hand. Along with his gun Bay and his fully developed 3-totem Sharingan, he put them in their place. He erased their existence. They've dealt with over 7 of them, and there was more to go. Returning back to the village, it was big news. 3 Uchihas. There was a backup team, but the backup team never got involved. 3 Uchihas were able to completely eradicate the high Jonin level squad like it was absolutely nothing. More and more the Uchiha power was becoming feared by many. We got a time skip as we saw Danzo Shimura, Hiruzen, and the other 2 elders speaking to Itachi and also Shisui as well about the developing situation with the Uchiha clan. The clan was currently on standby for their coup, planning, preparing, gathering their strength, gathering their forces, because they were waiting on one person to truly grow into the man that he was meant to be. Danzo wanted to take Naruto out, but they had to give him the solution. How stupid of an idea that was, and how hard it would be. We get to see exactly who Naruto Uchiha was. Naruto hailed from Madara lineage. Despite what followed in the past, Naruto was special. Fukaku Uchiha, Itachi's father, was only holding a position until Naruto was grown enough to challenge him for it. From Madara's father going down, the lineage was respected. But Naruto was the last of that bloodline. His father died when he was 4 years old. His father was a very powerful man. The only things that were brought back was his eyes. His body was said to be destroyed. The enemy had overwhelmed the Uchiha forces. But he told them to take his eyes to give them to his son, when he was ready. There was only a few that knew about the true ascension of the Uchiha eyes, and Naruto was one of them. Despite his young age, he was being groomed for the position. He attended meetings. He knew a lot about the clan. But Naruto was a very mature individual. He wasn't a normal child in the slightest. We also got to see Naruto's interaction with Mito Uzumaki. There was a reason for that. Kushina Uzumaki, she was nice to him. When Naruto was younger, when his father died, the Uchiha clan only saw someone to take over. They never saw a child. But that woman came out of nowhere and was nice to him. He often questioned why. Why was she so nice to him? She always told him that she was simply looking out. But Naruto met Mito Uzumaki. Naruto knew that Mito was Kushina's daughter. But the Hokage and the others were keeping it away. It wasn't in his place to tell. However, due to his interaction with her, you could see how hateful they were on this because of the eyes that he possessed and the beast that was inside of her. They were fearful. Danzo wanted to make a move, but he couldn't right now. Hiruzen was against that. However, we get to see that Naruto was being watched by someone. Someone that was powerful enough to get by all of his security and leave him something. A scroll containing a very powerful fire jutsu. Someone was watching him. So yeah guys, basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. So yeah, let's begin this new episode guys. Sasuke Uchiha was rather shocked. It wasn't often that he spoke to these individuals. Barely. He was going to join the academy very soon. He just turned 6 years old. He didn't really speak much to these children in the park area. But his older brother brought him here. So he figured what the hell. Not to mention Naruto was here. There was only a select few that Sasuke ever looked up to. His older brother was on the top of the list. But then you had Naruto. As much as Sasuke tried to deny it, Naruto was stronger than his older brother, which was always shocking to him. However, that wasn't the reason why he was currently on the ground shocked himself. A little game, they said it was. Sasuke bested every single boy here. None of them stood a chance. The only one that actually put up a fight was Kiba Inozaka. So you can imagine how shocked he would be when he was knocked on his ass by the redhead. She was stronger than him. She overpowered him, knocking him down almost easily. She looked down with a smile, extending a hand. He should be upset. Most boys would. Being knocked on the ground by a girl, being defeated, as most saw it. But Sasuke wasn't angry, instead he felt a spark, a rivalry in his chest brewing together. Over to the other side by the bench. While others were here, no one would dare say anything to the young girl. Majority of the children that were there were clan head children, ninja children who knew, who understand what a seal was. Some were hypocritical, but the one that she came with, many were too afraid to do anything, fearing what would follow. The two Uchihas sat on the bench. I told you they would get along, Naruto said. How did you know? Itachi said. Sasuke is too headstrong and prideful to let anything go, especially being beaten. And as of right now, she's stronger than him, said Naruto. He was counting on that. Itachi was curious about her strength. She's a special girl, not deserving of half the problems that she has to face, Naruto said. Itachi was very cautious. Speaking to Naruto was like defusing a time bomb. You had to be very careful. After all, the last conversation he had with Shisui and the third Hokage, They questioned Naruto's knowledge on the situation. And if that was the case, it would be very terrifying to know. Naruto's eyes always looked like he was looking through people. As he spoke, gazing outwards. Funny thing about games like that, everyone is smiling, but someone always thinks about how to win. Sometimes, they don't even realize it until it's too late. Itachi's eye twitched briefly. Games bring out instincts, Itachi said. Instincts or plans, Naruto said. Have you ever noticed that some kids don't really play to enjoy themselves? They play to control the game, not for the fun, not for the laughter, just to make sure that at the end, everything belongs to them. Itachi was calm as he gazed towards Naruto slightly. And when they do that, he questioned. It depends, Naruto said. If they're clever enough, no one notices until it's too late. But if they're not, the others will turn on them quickly. People don't really like to be manipulated. Itachi glanced back towards them. You sound like you've seen this happen, he questioned. Once or twice. Sometimes, the one who thought that he has the game in his hands find out that all this time, he's been playing on someone else's board and they're truly controlling the game. Itachi was still calm, but his words were more precise. That would make the game a lot more dangerous. Danger is relative, said Naruto. If you know it's there, you can use it. If you don't, well, he let the sentence hang in the air as he gazed towards the children. Pieces can get removed, he finally said, quietly. A moment of quiet passed between them. He watched as Sasuke and Mito now teamed up together against the others. Those two, they're different, said Naruto, yet alike. I wonder, how will they change when they realize that not every game is harmless? Itachi was calm about it. Children should be spared from certain truth, he said. Truth doesn't really spare children, Naruto said back. It simply wait until they're older, old enough to understand how to properly use it. Some of them will choose to protect what they care about, while others, Naruto's eyes briefly connected with Itachi's. They will decide that the entire board need to be cleared away. The passing gaze. Itachi remained calm. And which one are you? Naruto blinked. Me? He chuckled slightly. I simply make sure that the game doesn't end until it's supposed to. After all, when you truly look at it, the ending is everything, said Naruto. As they watch, the children have fun, relishing within the peace. Itachi tried to keep his heart rate calm, but Naruto's words were layered with so much double meaning. However, he knew that Naruto was simply too smart. Why? Why would he try to give away the information if he knew? Unless he was trying to give him a way out. To show him that it's not too late. However, despite the sensation of fear, Itachi bit his tongue, holding the information back, knowing that Naruto was simply too dangerous. As he gazed back towards him, Naruto's eyes was fixated on the children having fun, which made him seem calm and happy, knowing that they were happy. Itachi released a soft sigh, saying nothing more. Time skip. He knew that they would come for him. However, he did not expect it to be so soon. They were more desperate than he thought. Alone. Naruto was calmly alone, within the dense forest of Konoha. He had his reasons. He got to his feet, The moment he felt their approach, his location was supposed to be a secret. They were better than he thought. Naruto got to his feet, standing there calmly, observing. He saw the shadow move. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, 12. He skipped the numbers, counting. 12 of them. I'm flattered, said Naruto. They each draw their blade. He could smell it. The toxin in the ear. The corrosive poison. They wanted him dead. He wasn't expecting this so quickly though. 12 of them. I have to say, I'm flattered. The leader of this operation spoke. Target. Eliminate. The root ninjas wasted no time. They move in. Speed, efficiency. Every single one of them, Jonin level or a bit higher. They were dangerous and they came here to kill. 2 of them immediately rushed from behind. Naruto triple. Tomo Sharingan started to spin. As time seemed to come to a crawl for a moment, he ducks low under one blade, sweeping the leg, pivot, and shoving the root ninja into the other, who slashed downwards at the same time. Poison, bite into his own comrade. Naruto flicked his wrist, kunai dropping in his hand. As he sliced upwards, the man collapsed almost instantly. 4 of them leaped over, but Naruto stepped on the shinobi's back and leaped into the ear, blurring through hand sign, fire style. The massive fireball struck the ground, but none of them were hit. But that was never the purpose. The purpose was to break their formation. 2 shuriken whistled towards him. Naruto Sharingan saw the angle, them bouncing off the wall as he moved, just slightly as they whipped past him. But it was just getting started. One of them moved directly in, blade thrusting towards him. Naruto twists, grabbed the wrist and break it, shoving the blade forward into his own comrade. He used the first as he delivered a brutal kick, crushing the man's head through a tree. You could hear the crunching sound. They press harder. 3 above, 2 below. Naruto channeled wind chakra into the kunai. It started to whistle. Wind style. Wind slash, he said. The attack forced them to leap back. One of them was not fast enough. His leg opened up from hip to knee. He collapsed screaming. Naruto leaped forward and stepped in his throat, crushing down on it with a terrifying amount of force. The others descend upon him at once, even with his eyes moving in perfect formation. They used their size. One of them slashed him. The poison was immediate. However, Naruto's special healing ability started to fight it off. His breath came quickly. Mistake, he said. He grabbed the attacker's wrist, pulled him forward and drive a knee into his gut. He then grabbed his neck and snapped it. 4 left. 2 above, 2 below. Naruto threw the kunai upwards. It was intercepted. Perfect. He weaved through hand signs. He released dozens of small fireball, but hidden within them are the kunais that was remaining within his wrist. His Sharingan locked onto each opponent, dodging pattern. Each kunai landing exactly where they are, not where they will be. One take a kunai in the heart, another one in the temple. The last 2 rush at him and one of them slashed at his wrist. The other one slashed at his knee. The poison was spreading faster. As Naruto's vision started to blur, they underestimate his movements, underestimate his resilience. Naruto lashed out and grabbed both of their necks and spun. breaking the both of them. Naruto stood where he was, taking very deep breaths. His vision blurry, the 12 bodies lying all around him. You wasted 12 of your best, Naruto said to no one. Immediately the bodies started to erupt in flames, burning them away. Naruto moved and grabbed one of their masks. His finger burned, but he took the mask off. Moments later, everything was calm until they felt it. Due to the state that he was in, the terrifying feeling that came off him was spreading. In the past, Madara Uchiha, people like that, they had this feeling about them, where they can gaze at someone and break them, where the very mention of their existence, being near to it, was enough to break a man. Naruto possessed that same will, that same power deep within, and now it was going rampant. It felt like an army of death was walking to the Uchiha clan. However, the moment the moment they saw him, the blood dripping, his face looking pale, tired, bloody, his eyes dull, sickly, they descended to his aid. Naruto fell, but he was caught by one of the guards. The mass falling to the ground. Time skip. They were pissed. The Uchihas were pissed. Greatly so. To be attacked was one thing, but to be attacked and almost killed within your own home, they were pissed off. Coming after any Uchiha was bad, but they came after him. Naruto of all people. The Uchihas descend across Konoha like a virus, tracking down Naruto's blood they use. As they saw everything, they followed the pathway into the forest area. However, those special flames, it incinerate every trace of the corpse. But they did see the 12 spots on the ground though. They knew in that moment that all of these were high-class ninja. There was no Chunin, no Genin, no matter how surprised or caught off guard Naruto was. No Chunin or Genin could put Naruto in that state. That was how much they believe in him. That was how much they believe that his reaction time can kick in less than a second. Thus they knew these were all high-class ninjas. The village was feeling it right now. They felt the Uchiha presence. They've remained calm for so long, but as the Uchihas swept across Konoha, many fear that this was an apocalypse, that they were about to bring destruction and chaos, their bloodlust high. Hiruzen had to come himself to try to understand the situation. However, they asked for no help. They had their medics after all. However, things were bad. Very, very bad. As Medic 1 shouted, the poison, it's breaking down his cells. Healing or not, it's spreading too fast. Ever since Naruto was brought into this world, he possessed a rather unique healing ability, unlike any other. However, this poison, the poison that was currently coursing through him, was enough to wipe out an entire army. Each of their blades were coated in it. It was supposed to degrade and degrade his cells, destroying him from the inside out. He shouldn't survive, let alone walk here by himself. That shouldn't have been possible. I've never seen anything like this, another one said. It's like it's hunting down his chakra. Naruto's body was growing weaker and weaker as he thrust around, a violent scream coming from his throat, pain coursing through him. 2 guards had to come in and pin him down, hold him so they could get to work. His Sharingan kept on flipping in and flipping out, flipping in and flipping out. Medic number 3 shouted, "Hold him down! If his chakra flicker too much, it will tear his pathways apart. Hold him! There was one thing that Naruto refused to let go. The mask. The root ninja's mask that he took. Naruto's fist clenched so tight that it started to crack. Medic 1 shouted, "Get that away from him." "No, stop," Medic number 2 said. It seemed to be keeping him conscious somehow. As his grip on it was still tightened, it would give them the understanding of where he was. Meanwhile, Naruto opened his eyes as he found himself in a strange location. He could see nothing, a pitch black darkness. So this was it. The emptiness. What came after everything else? However, the campfire drew his attention as a voice spoke. "You've grown. Taller than I imagined." Naruto blinked. Father. Izumo was sitting there. Of course. "Who else do you see?" he said. His father looked just like him but with shorter hair. "Come on, sit down," he said. Naruto walked over and folded his arms. "You're not real." Izumo chuckled at that. "Maybe," Izumo said. "Or maybe I'm the part of you that realized what it's still like to be a boy. 12 years old yet, carrying so much expectation on your shoulder. The clan, the village hate, everything." "I chose this," said Naruto. "No, you are sacrificed into this," Izumo said, looking towards his son. "Aren't you tired? Always watching, always calculating, always fighting. This is your chance. Just let go," Izumo said as he got to his feet. He stepped towards Naruto as Naruto saw the darkness creeping in. Izumo reached and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Just let go, my son," he said. "It's better here, happier here." He reached in to hug Naruto, but Naruto whispered in his ears. "Not gonna happen," he said. "My father was never so pathetic, especially about giving up. I'm not about to give up either. I have my responsibilities. Bowing down to death is not one of them," said Naruto. "I've said this before and I'll say it again. The game is mine. Absolutely no one is going to drag me off the board." "Fine then," Izumo said, gripping the blade that was on Naruto's back and unsheathing it. He sliced at Naruto's throat. Naruto moved back. "Then I'll just take you down." Naruto pulled for the blade around his waist. The both of them dashed at each other, metal scraping against metal in the darkness. Their eyes flared together. "You're just a part of my mind, the part that wants to give up. But you should know, it doesn't matter what you are, subconscious, the weak part of me. That's not gonna happen," said Naruto. "You think you're different," Izumo said. "I've seen prodigies burned out before they become man. What makes you so different?" Izumo was stronger, faster. As he chipped at Naruto's defense, the sword even started to crack. Naruto was silent as his Sharingan tried to map out the exact pattern. Izumo kept on coming at him relentlessly, not giving Naruto a chance to much less talk. Naruto slid back. "You're definitely not him," he said. "You're just a part of me that wants to quit. The part of me that is giving me the false sense that everything's going to be okay. But without me, so much is lost. So much is defeated. That is why I won't fail." Naruto ducked under his blade and slammed a knee into his ribs. Stunning him, Naruto slipped behind him and kicked his leg away. He turned though and grabbed Naruto as they flipped, but Naruto's knee crashed into his nose. Both of them were knocked off one another as they flipped away. They both took a breath before they dashed towards each other, Sharingan meeting Sharingan. Naruto weaved under the blow, throwing his blade to his next hand and slashing from the side, going straight up. Izumo staggered as their eyes gazed into one another, father and son. Despite this not being reality, Naruto never got to say goodbye. However, Naruto turned and drove the blade through his heart. Izumo gazed towards him, smiling. "I don't let go," said Naruto. "I decide where it ends." Even as Naruto was gazing down towards his father, blade through his chest, tears were coming out of his eyes. The world around them seemed to twist unnaturally, cracking as Naruto gazed down towards his father, never truly getting the opportunity to say goodbye. So looking down towards his hallucination or not, he felt something. Izumo coughed as he looked up towards his son. "So you choose to carry it all," he said. "I don't choose. I decide. And this was my decision," said Naruto as he gazed down towards him. Izumo smiled. "I'm sorry. I never said goodbye." His body broke apart into ash. That ash flew directly into Naruto's eyes. Agony. Not physically though. Something deeper. Mind-tearing open agony. Something unnatural was happening. The darkness was illuminated immediately. The sky cracked open. A beautiful light, unlike he's ever seen before, descended and swallowed him and the entire environment. Naruto gripped his head as a scream ripped from his throat, but the sound distorted in ways that simply should not be possible, like he was screaming through dimensions and reality themselves. Through the light, Naruto saw it, what his father spoke of. The pain, the weight, everything, all of it compressed into one moment. His vision then burned, not from weakness though, but it burned into something else. The three-totem Sharingan melting away as the ashes from his father blend into something different, something unique, something powerful, ungodly so. The pupil remained a deep black. It even became darker. But the three tomos, their essence stretched and turned into jagged, interlocking rings, like a broken glass, but they form a circle. There were two circles that overlap against one another. Between the circle, you could see the broken lines stretching out like a wheel from one of those old ships. In the faint red glow, the cracks seemed to be fluctuating like they were constantly repairing themselves and breaking, like glass, reversing time and breaking once again. The power flooded in too much, too soon. It shouldn't be possible for a 12-year-old to have power like this yet. However, in the real world, medic number 1 shouted, "Impossible. He's coming back." However, when Naruto opened his eyes, the entire room felt it. The guards and medics were thrown. An unbelievable surge of power erupted from Naruto, blasting them all away, knocking them into the wall, knocking them unconscious. Naruto's eyes opened to the world, his grip still holding on tightly to the root mass in his hand. As Naruto picked himself up out of bed, his body still gravely weak. And it shows because a moment later, he collapsed. The medics did not take too long to rise. They looked at each other, shocked, more shocked than they've ever been in their entire life. They rushed to check him. His body was stabilizing. Something truly unique happened. This poison, it was meant to kill him, but his body used it. changed it in a way that they could not truly understand. They had to wait until he was awakened. They believe what just took place was simply an ascension into a new level. That is what just happened. An ascension to a new level, a new strength. Time skip. Hours later, the Uchihas, majority of them seem to have pulled back because their current leader was currently speaking with the council. Information has been gathered. The small whiff of the remnants of the 12 shinobis at Naruto battle, all of their bodies going up in flames, burning every trace of them. Hiruzen kept his composure. He kept himself calm, but on the inside, his fury was unlike any other, as he knew who was behind this attack, getting the Uchihas more dangerous than ever before. Hiruzen could feel their rage, their anger towards everything, not just the village, to everything around them, coming after their blood, pushed them to different heights. Shisui and Itachi was a part of that crowd. They had to be. They had to show their support. At the moment, a council meeting was taking place. Hiruzen had to remain calm though, knowing that if further action was brought, it would only lead to disaster. The way the Uchihas are right now, they wanted blood. Yes, they did. It's been hours since Naruto came back, bloody and wounded. None of them inside knowing of his condition, if he was even alive anymore. Fukaku Uchiha was sitting there, the elders and Hiruzen, as there was an unspoken silence when he came inside. 12 of them, he said. Who knows how many more? Nothing was done. No patrols saw the battle. No one felt the bloodlust, the killer instinct. No evidence. This seems like it was an insider job. His words. There was a lot behind them. You have no proof that anyone inside was involved. It was Danzo that spoke. However, Fukaku was also angry as well. The sheer disrespect. Despite him having his own thing with Naruto, they were showing that they could annihilate them at any time, and do so in the open, and they can make it so no one see what is going on. That was a clear point that was being proven here. Proof is irrelevant when my clan bleed in our own village. My people are searching every alley, every shadow. And if we find who did this before you, you won't like what we're about to do. Fukaku, threats will not be. Kaharu was silenced though. Something was wrong. A presence, a sensation unlike before. All of the council members that were there offering to help for the search. Inuzuka's, the Aburame, everyone that was there. They felt it in their chests, a tightening sensation. Every shinobi that was there. They heard about legendary battles. Gods walking amongst humans that with a single gaze, they could make a human fall to his knees. In the past there was man like this. Man that was so terrifying the mere mention of his name could shake you to your core. But actually feeling something this precise. Almost everyone here felt the nine-tailed presence. But could this be more suffocating? They couldn't really tell. Footsteps echo in the hall. Slow, deliberate. Each one of them too, loud in the silence. It was like their heartbeat was following the rhythm. The door slide opened slowly, revealing the darkness behind it. And there he stood, hours after the battle. The battle that should have taken him down. His Sharingan, 3 tomo flickering in and out. He said nothing. He did nothing, he simply stood there. And the oppressive aura felt like death. The sensation that this child was giving off, none of them could understand it. Most Jonins were a drop in a bucket compared to what they were feeling. Most of them as well knew to step in without a word. Every single step that he took, controlled, precise, like he was restraining some kind of monster. He reached the center of the table. Bam! Nuta slammed the mask down so hard, it dented the wood of the table. Every single normal envoy in the room was terrified. These ninjas who were trained to fight, afraid that everyone in the room were about to die by this mere child. No, child was not the right word. No child could give off this feeling as they gazed down towards the mass. For 2 seconds, just 2, Naruto and Danzo eyes locked together. Danzo, one gaze, looking into both of Naruto for just 2 seconds, finding himself unable to get away from that stare. It felt like eternity, but in reality it was simply 2 seconds. With that, Naruto turned his back and simply walked away, which was more terrifying than anything else. Hiruzen immediately moved for the envoys to step forward as they took the mask to be studied. Hiruzen already knew though. The problem was though that they also knew. Fukaku excused himself. There was matters that him and his clan had to attend to. As they made their way, walking without support, Fukaku walked beside Naruto. No word was said, but they both understood rather well the situation. As they walked, the Uchihas that were outside, waiting, ready, itching for the attack. However, when Naruto gazed up towards them, his 3-totem Sharingan stopping all of them in their tracks. Go home. That was all he said. They did not question what he had to say. They simply started to walk as they moved through the street. Hiruzen was there, watching as they move. Gazing towards the group, Itachi was the last one to gaze behind him, locking eyes with the Hokage. Danzo took a shot at the monster, and just like they expected, he missed. What does this mean? The actions that will follow, they're not going to be nice. Not in the slightest. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace, guys.